everyone, welcome to In Depth with Jodie Lobana. Today we are sitting down with the Vedanta Society of Toronto, and in here with us is Swami Kripamayananda from Toronto, Swami Amarananada from Geneva, Switzerland, and Swami Girishananda from Belur Math, India. Welcome, Swami Jis. There are many questions that we wanted to ask Swami Jis today. But we've decided to concentrate on the message of Sri Ramakrishna today. And then we may do further interviews later on and talk about the Vedanta Society at that time. But currently we just wanted to straight focus on the question of the message of Sri Ramakrishna. So as Swami Vivekananda asked Sri Ramakrishna, like, has he seen God? Or who is God? So I'm still questioning, what was Sri Ramakrishna's answer? Who is God?
Ramakrishna did not say, the question was, have you seen God?
Yes.
And he said, yes. Then the second question is, what is the proof?
Sure.
He said, I have seen him as I see you. So this was, you see, he said in such a convincing manner that this startled the boy, the young boy. So he, at that moment, he did not give any, you see, the question was not asked, so the answer was not given at that time.
So, as far as you're concerned, since you have been with the tradition for a long time, what is your answer?
My answer is that, you see, yesterday this question came up during the reunion here. It is, has been answered in various ways.
Sure.
You see, for example, there is one teacher who said, one teacher of Vedanta in the past, said that God is the repository of all good qualities.
Sure.
This is one way of looking at it. Then there are others who say that, you see, God is the creator, he sustains the universe, and he dissolves it. And you see, again it goes on cyclically, again he creates, sustains for a time, he dissolves. Not only that, he is seen also as the person who operates the law of karma.
Sure.
This is one view. Then there is this great teacher Patanjali, who is very much now known these days in Western countries. So Patanjali gives a definition that he is a spatial being who has this omniscience. He knows everything. And that he does not go through the results of karma, which are certain special birth, certain longevity, and joy and sorrow. So limited joys and sorrows are also limited. He does not have this. So this is one view. But the Vedantic view, standard Vedantic view, is this, that it is nothing but the absolute with the mask of certain, you see, the idea that I have created the universe, I am sustaining it, I shall dissolve it, you see. So this is the standard Vedantic view. But Sri Ramakrishna goes further. He says that when you have the realization, the full realization, you begin to think that God has become this universe. You see, not that, you see, God's essence is not exhausted in the universe, is much more than that. The Vedas also say the same thing. The Vedas say that everything is the cosmic being, but much of the cosmic being, his essence, is hidden. It is not manifested in the universe.
So God, based on, like I've studied, I'm a student of spirituality for a long time.
Yes.
And so even based on your answer, it seems like the God is both absolute as well as relative.
Both.
So absolute in everywhere, and also relative, like we are God.
Yes, there is nothing, you see, there is nothing in the universe which is not impregnated with the essence of God.
Sure.
And Sri Ramakrishna had, you see, realization like that even in the sanctum sanctorum of the temple. Mother should everything is shining with God's power.
Yes. So a question for Swami Girishananda. What is the process Sri Ramakrishna said that we must follow in order to get to know God? What is the process one should follow?
Usually, Ramakrishna is giving devotee, whoever comes to him, seeing him, that what process will suit him for the God realization.
Okay.
Usually, he used to suggest, take the path of love towards God. Give all your hearts open and think that he is sitting within you.
Sure.
And try to love him. Take his name, go to such places where he is worshipped.
Sure.
Come in contact with such persons who are discussing about godly matters.
Sure.
So all these are the usual processes. That is, to the general aspirant, he used to give this sort of advice and suggestions. There are some higher aspirant. After seeing that aspirant, he can come to know the mind of that particular person who comes and approaches.
Sure.
So he will find out for himself, for that person who comes to him, that you follow the path of Gyan on discrimination. You go on discriminating. Who are you? Are you a body, or a mind,
Sure.
or a intellect, or anything else other than that? Then he will narrate himself. See, you analyze, the body will perish, the mind also is going to be changed. Intellect also is changed. The intellect of a child and intellect of a youth is different. So all these things are changing.
Yes.
What is the unchanging substance beyond this
Yes.
changing phenomena? So like that, then it is told in our scripture, Sri Ramakrishna used to say, he is called God, or in his language, the mother of the universe,
Sure.
on which all these changes are happening. So try to concentrate on that particular entity in your heart.
Sure.
There are other paths also, he used to say. You try to develop your potential divinity and think that God is sitting within you. You will see your mind will get elevated,
Yes.
one stage after the other,
Yeah.
and you will realize God.
Yes.
These are the usual processes. It has been suggested, advised, and he, as a guru, we can say, the spiritual instructor, will not only advise, but will help him to follow that path.
Definitely. And actually you mentioned the self-inquiry method that you mentioned.
Yes.
It's very prevalent with the Sri Ramana Maharishi.
Yes.
Like Ramana Maharishi also said self-inquiry method to get to know the permanent self within us. And you mentioned the start off with love.
Yes.
Like I recently watched, there's on YouTube there's a movie on Sri Ramakrishna. And in there, the key thing that impacted me as I watched that movie, his love for Kalima, like his love for the mother. And I think that love was so prevalent that if I could take one message from his movie, was the love for the mother. Or actually you consider mother to also be absolute as well. One and the same thing.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, but what people normally say, they think that he was loving the dead idol. See, it was not so. It was not so, because he started his life there as a priest. But after finishing his ordinary pujas, he used to rush to the garden nearby, which was almost like a big forest.
Sure.
So, and there he used to, unnoticed by others, he used to weep and pray for a kind of apparition of the divinity. It must be able to, he would be able to talk with it. He must be able to touch her. And this happened finally. You see, this happened finally. So, you see, those things, you see, he described many things, how she appeared in many, many forms. You see. So it is not a particular form. He says that as he progresses, he will come to know that he has no particular name, no particular form.
Yes, yes. And I think one time, based on the movie that I watched, one time, what are those rituals called? A person, I don't remember what to refer to him,
Yes.
but he came to Sri Ramakrishna and he wanted Sri Ramakrishna to worship the formless
Yes,
God.
exactly.
And he said, well, for me, like Kali Mother is also formless. So formless and the formed are the same, one and the same.
No, what he said, film maybe is something, for the film, you invent certain things to make it
Sure.
yes, easily palatable to the audience. But actually, when he asked this question, he said, let me ask my mother.
Okay.
Let me ask my mother.
Sure.
So he went directly to the Sanctum Sanctorum,
Sure.
and the reply he came back and said that, yes, my mother said that it is for this purpose, for teaching you,
Yes.
he has come. So I agree. So I agree.
Yes.
So that means
So he got the message from the
message,
mother.
talking.
Yeah.
You see, he used to talk. The message came that yes, it is for this purpose that he is there. He is your teacher, would-be teacher. So accept him.
Yes. And also, then he did, because there are some people that said, why are you now talking about formless God? Because you were praying to the form of the Kalima. And so then Sri Ramakrishna said that it's the, what did he say to that?
You see, just at that point, nothing happened. In the movie, I do not know how they have done it, you see.
Yeah.
But he came from this, you see, he was in Nirvikalpa Samadhi almost, you see, continually for 6 months,
Sure.
which is very rare. And then his mind gradually came down, etc., to the normal plane. And you see, when disciples began to come to him in the fourth part, say, 3/4 like this past, the fourth part of his life, the disciples began to arrive at his, Dakshineshwar, the temple garden where he used to live. And then this question was again and again, because Calcutta was full of different religious movements.
Sure.
So this question, whether he has form, God, or he is without form.
Sure.
And if he has form, what form? You see. So is there the hierarchy of the forms? So this, he said that it is everything, you see, it is the same thing. It is the same thing. he used to say, the bun, if you take it horizontally or take it to the other direction, it is equally straight.
Sure.
So, you see,
Yeah.
so it is the same thing he used to say.
Okay. Swamiji, do you have something to add to that?
See, when he was in Calcutta, he goes to devotee's house on invitation.
Sure.
And there were discussions going on. There was one devotee, his name is Keshav Chandra Sen.
Sure.
He belongs to Brahmo Samaj.
Yeah.
It is an offshoot. Or you can tell, they are going little astray from the traditional Hindu Samaj. They want to reform the Hindu ideas. They are not believing in the worship of God with forms.
Sure.
So they are thinking that if this man can have the realization of God with forms, how that can be true? So when they come in contact with him, when he visits his house, Sri Ramakrishna explained that what you call God as formless, I call God with form. Both are correct. Just like we see the ice, the same water takes the shape of a ice, it's a formation.
Yeah.
But when the ice melts away, it is only water.
It's perfect example. Yes.
So it is the same entity. It's
Yes.
a form of the God and God without form. Both are the same. We call it in different aspects or different names we may say, we call it.
Sure. Especially in the West, a lot of people are seeking enlightenment. What does enlightenment mean as far as you are concerned?
See, a person who has got enlightenment, he has got the realization of God. He has got the vision of that Atma, what you call it, the essence or reality. Or if he is worshipping the deity in the deep stage of meditation, he experiences that divine form. Like Sri Ramakrishna's sadhana, he experiences the divine form of Mother Kali. So this sort of enlightenment comes. And after that, the question of outer expressions, that which can be told by words. It is inexpressible by words. Words cannot reach to that height. It has been told in our scriptures also. He is beyond words. So words can give a second-hand impression or second-hand suggestion. We cannot say, as an example, he used to say, a person who is dumb, who cannot speak, if a sweet is given to him and he tastes it, and then afterwards the question is asked, how do you relish the sweet?
Yes.
He cannot answer, but he is very, very enlightened and feels very happy.
Sure.
It happens to that person who realizes God. So he himself, it becomes totally a subjective
Yes. But you
development.
But you cannot, the other person looking at an enlightened person may not be able to tell that they are enlightened.
See,
Because enlightenment happens
Yes.
inside.
yes,
Yes and no. Yes and no in the sense that, you see, you cannot always tell that he is an enlightened person, as Vivekananda in the first bit, as Naren.
Yeah.
Sri Ramakrishna, he was doubting how this ordinary looking man who speaks village language, how can he be a great teacher, you see.
Sure.
Still, you see, people, you see, venerate him, so he approached him and asked this question.
Yes.
So, always you cannot see, but certain times you see that if you observe him by day and by night, there are certain things in him. One thing is that he is not afflicted by sorrow. There is one criterion.
Yes.
He is always blissful.
Yes.
Number two, he is not, as our scriptures say, kamahata. That means the arrows of libido do not, just touch him.
Yeah.
Say all these things, and he is not after material possession.
Yes.
He does not try to impress people or society. So all these things you have to observe him. Then you see he is very truthful. He is not easily perturbed by anything. You praise him, he is not elated. You curse him, he does not take it. Just all those things. Thereby you guess something that this person is not ordinary. But the nature of his enlightenment, that you cannot fathom unless you progress sufficiently.
Definitely.
The most important thing is, you will see he is absolutely pure.
Sure.
We are seeing impurity, we know what is impurity. In our day-to-day life, we can judge people, seeing those types of incidents happening in their life. But in the life of Swami Krishna, he has been verified again and again. Those who are not even his devotees, who are coming in contact just to see a monk who has realized God, just to see a soul, how he is, they have got the final observation that this man is holiest of the holy, or you can say purest of the pure.
When you say purity, what do you mean by purity?
Purity normally in our Vedanta Society, it means total liberation from the sex idea. Total, that means the sexual energy has been sublimated to become the spiritual energy. Totally. It means that purity does that, this is the primary concept. Then the secondary concepts of purity is there, that you are truthful, you match your words with your actions, all these are, but the primary idea of purity, even I think, when Jesus was talking about the pure, blessed are the pure, for they shall see God. He meant this, according to us. He meant this.
When my personal idea of purity is like there is a central system, there's a central thing within my system, and that is so integral. And in order to keep the perfect purity, that integrity needs to be right in the middle. Like that's how I experience purity. And if it's a bit off, then you know that it's a bit off. Then you need to bring it back. And everything, the things that you have mentioned, the type of things, impure thoughts or untruthful thoughts, they can create that imbalance.
Yes, that is the secondary thing. But the primary thing is that even if you are truthful, even if you are honest, the libido normally remains as a very strong force, is a part of the individual. But with spiritual practice, this libido can be sublimated.
Sure.
So that is purity.
So when you say sublimated, so I guess one of the things with Sri Ramakrishna Mission is that people don't marry, right?
That is, you can have tremendous sex activity even without marrying.
Yes.
Sure. Thoughts you are impure, marrying is a gross thing.
Sure.
So pure to the core, otherwise you are just putting on a facade. You are just putting on a facade and cheating people. So that is there. That's this. We take that message of Christ very seriously, And there are eunuchs who are born as eunuchs from mother's womb, and there are eunuchs who are made eunuchs out of men, and there are eunuchs who will be eunuchs for the kingdom of heaven's sake.
So, in essence, for the initiated in the Vedanta Society, can they all not marry, or
No.
from the
This is, you see,
rules and regulations?
No. It is an impractical thing to impose celibacy upon the society. It is an impractical thing. If you try to attempt it, society will be degraded.
Sure.
As it happened in India's past.
Yes.
You see, during the Buddhist boom, it happened. You see, they're asking people, relinquish everything, your civic duties, join and come. Yes. In the monasteries to have nirvana. This is a very wrong thing to do. You see, even Jesus said, you see, after saying this eunuch message, that this message is not for all.
Sure.
You see, Swami Krishna was very much aware of this. So, never this question. But we do say to the very sincere people that try to curb your libido after having begotten one or a few children.
Yes. Makes sense.
You see, that is the Indian ideal, that panchashodhe banam prayet. You see,
Man has to practice control of the senses, purity of thoughts, purity in body,
Sure.
and all other matters which hampers your purity. Try to keep a distance with it so that you can retain the purity.
Sure.
So you are to control the senses by having contact with whatever makes you pure and strong, mentally strong.
Sure. For enlightenment or self-realization, is sadhana important? Is sadhana, mostly I guess in my mind as I'm asking this question, is meditation. Is that important? Meditation?
Meditation is
For enlightenment,
yes.
in order to get enlightenment.
Yes, of course. Meditation is most important for getting enlightenment. You see, those who are great spiritual souls, in their instructions or in their lives itself, they are again and again insisting. A person who wants to do sadhana, one of the important ways is to meditate within himself,
Sure.
thinking the God's divinity and feeling that he is blessing the person who wants to know God. And the another question that comes to the mind, that a person does meditation every day, he will take some method and it makes his mind pure.
Sure. What is the method that Sri Ramakrishna Mission follows for meditation?
this is, we follow Ramakrishna, and there is no hard and fast rule.
Sure.
You see, there are many ways. You can choose one way,
Sure.
you see, or you may choose many elements from, you see, a few of the paths. So this is this, and meditation itself is of different types.
Yes.
You see, there is the meditation which is, I should call it proto-impersonal. Proto-impersonal, not purely impersonal, but that type of meditation leads to the impersonal, your goal.
Sure.
So that is one type. Another type is the normal personal type. Idol, icon, symbol, etc.
So you're
Visualization, concentrating upon those things.
Sure.
There is the other type, the reflection type.
Sure.
You take up a great dictum and you concentrate upon it. What is the meaning of it? You see. So there are different types. Or meditation on anecdotal basis. You take a great life and some incident which is appealing to you. You see, instead of a still icon, idol, you see, upon. So there are many types.
So the first one that you mentioned, the impersonal meditation.
Yes. Proto-impersonal.
Proto-impersonal. What is that meditation?
For example, there are many types. For example, I should say the Gita mentions, Gita likens it, that means as the flame in a place where there is wind, is stable, so that is this. So there are people who concentrate upon the flame.
Sure.
There are people who meditate upon the sun. You see. There are people who meditate on vast things like the ocean. You see, like the sky. You see. So you see, these types of meditation, you see, these are proto-impersonal. They gradually, you see, transform your mind so that your mind can have the final impersonal thing. The impersonal thing is really impersonal. You see,
there's void there.
It goes beyond this your phenomenality.
It's void there.
Void outwardly,
Yeah.
but inwardly there is a feeling of bliss. And there is a certitude that there is something.
Yes.
You see.
Yeah.
Apparently it is a void,
Yeah.
but the aspirant feels that it is not really void. You see. There is something, and he feels a tremendous amount of joy which we term bliss.
Sure. Illusion. A lot of people, a lot of saints have called world as an illusion. What would Sri Ramakrishna say about world being an illusion?
World illusion, this is the usual Vedantic view. This is the usual Vedantic view, but Sri Ramakrishna used to say that this world itself is God appearing in different forms. He said that when I go out into the world, I have a feeling that I am moving in a garden which is totally made of wax. The garden path, the trees, the birds, everything, you see, made of wax. So at the same time, multiplicity and unicity.
Sure.
So they look up, the great sages, they look upon the world like that.
Yeah,
They see the manyest things, but they are always conscious this is the one thing.
So permanent as well as relative,
Yes,
all
yes,
in one,
yes,
in
yes,
one
yes,
God.
yes, yes.
Oh my God.
There is a unity in variety. That is the goal. A person who is trying to concentrate his mind,
Yes.
he goes beyond the mind.
Sure.
He reaches such a stage that there is no mind there. He has got the realization.
Sure.
But Sri Ramakrishna, he used to say, you see, that is not the culmination of a person who is trying to have God realization and practice sadhana. There is another higher stage also.
Sure.
After the realization of God,
Yes.
he sees that God has got two aspects.
Sure.
And one is called the transcendental aspect, about which I told last time.
Yeah.
Another is called the immanent aspect. So every matter, whatever you see, the man, the woman, the child, whatever which we see, or any other things, the car,
Yes.
the tree, everything else is God. That is the immanent aspect.
Yes.
So the man who has got the culmination of that realization,
Yes.
he is called, in the language of Sri Ramakrishna, he is called Vigyani, who
Vigyani.
goes up to that stage and can come down and see the world.
Is
He is
it-
different appearance of Brahman in variety forms.
Yes.
And a human being, out of them, is the highest representative of God.
Sure.
That is Sri Ramakrishna's special aspect. Because it is only the human being that can realize God.
Is that the highest state? Is that the highest state a human being can have? Or is there a higher states of enlightenment?
It is a further development of a person who had realized God. After realization of God within his heart, he sees the same God outside also.
Yes.
So Sri Ramakrishna used to say, God is within us, God is outside of us also.
Yes.
Both are there.
Yes.
And there is another aspect which is very important. In Bengali it is called Kotoki. There is further and further more which we cannot say or describe by words. This much we can analyze about God, or we can give expression.
Sure.
Because God is infinite.
Yes. So it seems like the first stage is the self-realization, and the second after that is Bigani stage.
Vijnani.
Vijnani. That is the one that can see both relative and permanent. And then there's, after that is Kautiki, as you say,
Yes.
where you can probably see more wondrous nature of God, perhaps.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're gonna take a 5 minutes break now, and we'll come back for part 2 of this interview.